early, so yeah, we're live now.
Yeah.
Well, when it comes on, which I'm hoping it does. There we go.
But we are in a lobby, so...
Yeah, we're not in a lobby at the moment. They're taking a bit longer than we expected. But I know somebody who'll be watching the stream, so I don't need to test the voices because I'm sure he'll probably mention if he can't hear anything.
That only happened once.
Yeah, and we know why it happened, and I haven't made the mistake again, so that shouldn't be a problem. Come on, IO, send the invite, please. Yeah, we're no viewers at the moment. Just so I was going to say something, but there's no point if I'm not saying it to anybody yet.
Hello, nobody.
Yeah, this is kind of like they might hear this when it gets uploaded to YouTube, but I do afterwards. I still prefer streaming it on Twitch. I don't know why. I just think like it's. Plus, if you stream it to Twitch and then upload it to YouTube, you reach both audiences then.
Yeah.
So and I managed to stream it in one part as well, which was a big thing for me. I didn't want to have to upload it in 5 parts again.
Yeah. Streaming is just better on Twitch though. But
yeah.
On YouTube this time on this on Twitch.
F2 are in qualifying already. So if people are watching F2 at the moment, then fair enough. Because you're watching something.
Yeah, at the moment you're watching us, you'll be watching nothing.
No, but apart from occasionally this awesome start menu screen, but it has kind of grown weary. Kind of seeing the same thing.
You could look through all the different pictures. Suppose.
Might as well mention this while there's nothing going on. It's only for 3 weeks. I reckon 3 weeks till the first test now, which seems crazy.
Is it?
Yeah.
February already on. So.
Yeah. 3 weeks today. First test at Barcelona, then another test at Barcelona, and then that's it. Because there's no Jerez this year.
Well, the winter break's not as long anymore, is it? Because they finish at like the end of November.
I think it's going to be a very interesting year this year.
Well, I reckon Mercedes will still win.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Well, hopefully it's more interesting than last year though.
I think the big question mark for a lot of people, and something that has divided opinion, certainly on our forum anyway, the McLaren Honda.
Yeah, I'm not sure how we'll do.
I've got an invite.
So do I.
I've got 10 people in the lobby, so that's good. And we now have 4 viewers, just as we go into a lobby, so yeah, hopefully.
Yay.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, we were the last to be invited and we'll be setting off ASAP. I'm going to go in an awesome manner. Yeah, I think Ferrari are first to launch their car on about the 19th of February.
Are they?
Yeah, I've heard that it's going to be the look of the car is going to be 1993 retro. I have no idea what the 1993 car looked like, so I'm actually going to have a look now. tell you, if it does look like that, that is going to look really nice. It's got like a white and red thing going on.
Is that 2015? It's 2016 car you're on about?
Oh yeah, 26. Did I say 2015?
Yeah. I finally got it.
Did you take a while?
Yeah, I said the stressor no longer existed. So.
Oh god. We don't want any of that those shenanigans again. Just a nice, smooth commentary, not ruined by any of us being kicked or out of the lobby.
It was dry when everyone was on intermediate tyres. And
oh yeah, of course. Yeah, you had to look at a dry track for the whole race.
Yeah, I had no idea what was going on with the weather. So.
Well, it's dynamic again, so the possibility of rain is there.
Yeah, it hasn't rained in any of the races so far though.
Has it not? Oh, Hungary, you mean?
Nope. Yeah.
I was thinking you meant like in the F1 season.
Well, no, it been last week, but well, not for me, but everyone else I did. But I'm hungry. I haven't seen any rain, apart from on Chicken's stream where it apparently rained for the last 5 laps in F4. It didn't on anyone else's screen. So.
Yeah, it's difficult to. Apologies to those that are currently tuned in. There's not really much going on.
We all know we've got a very exciting menu.
Oh, of course. How could I forget? Would be. I'm even. You know what I'm doing? Just for the viewers, I'm scrolling up and down the drivers.
Wow.
I know. They should feel honoured, really. You don't get this kind of coverage in real F1.
And even look at the assists and prove that's the all off apart from the gearbox.
Yep, I certainly couldn't race in this league. I don't know about you.
I could give it a go. The racing line might give us a bit of trouble.
Do you drive with a racing line on?
Yeah. I
Ah.
can't be bothered to learn every track. So.
I just almost have like a photo. I don't know what the word is. Memory of all the F1 tracks. So I don't drive. I don't use it.
Like the Sun tracks, I could probably have a dot, but you know, some of them I just don't race around very much. So.
Yeah, the ones I have trouble with are the new tracks when they come out, like Mexico. I haven't really mastered that one. By mastered, I mean gone as quick as I can, not as quick as everybody can.
Yeah.
And by the looks of a photo that Kravitz shared, I think it was a few days ago, Baku certainly looks interesting for this year.
Oh yeah, I saw that. But
The cobbles.
The tightest track you'll ever see.
Tightest track, and I hope, I'm kind of glad they're getting rid of the cobbles.
Yeah, that would be very fun driving.
Tonight it looks like we are just 10 of us.
What if a car crashes? It's side on between the two buildings, so they can't get it out. And there's going to be a massive pile. As all the cars are just like, oh, we can't get past.
They said that the churches would be protected, but it doesn't. It looks a bit tight. Like,
Yeah.
they're pretty much. There's not even any gap. Like, I don't know.
It's looking for more very good wheel-to-wheel racing, I don't think.
Well, apparently that is the tightest section of a track, which is a relief because hopefully that means not all the track will be like that.
It might just be half a foot wider, which still isn't very much.
Because if they've gone for a Monaco style track, that doesn't work because the reason Monaco is still there and it's such a spectacle is because of the way Monaco is. I don't think Azerbaijan can bring that to the table.
No, it doesn't quite have the sort of steep. It's not as glamorous. It's not like yachts go everywhere.
It looks like we are getting ready for a start here. Yep. Well, if you finish, you're guaranteed a point. That should be an incentive at least.
Well, an incentive to finish? Yeah, you'd think so.
And hopefully as well that means there'll be no connection issues.
Well, you never really trust this game.
No. And also another worry I have is that how many... I don't know how many of F1 go on the forum regularly. Have they seen about the problems and what they need to do to solve, to stop it being harsh corner cutting?
Yeah. Or maybe... Do they not just run strict anyway?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
They might do. They tend not to have very many issues with track limits anyway, so...
Yeah, it's probably the best league fight. I don't know what Hungary's like for the track limits, but
it's quite lenient.
It should be a good one. And into qualifying we go. 18 minutes, I said it right for once instead of saying 15 minutes. 18 minutes to decide who takes pole position. And I think it's fair to say, but it's between the you'd have to say it's between the two Toro Rossos and potentially Speed Queen.
Yeah, she's probably the only one who can beat them, and even last time we tried to wait for the two Toro Rossos to collide, we would have got a chance, but this track's quite different to the other ones we've been at. Might suit it better.
Yeah, from what I got from F5 when we did Hungary, because that's the only other performance league where you drive in the cars on their actual performance rather than on equal. What I got from it was that this track you do need a good car.
Oh yeah, the Red Bull is really fast around here. And that. Although that might have just been because it was 2014 cars. But certainly good car will always help. Especially around here when you need a lot of downforce. The straight line speed doesn't matter quite as much.
Potentially then there's an opportunity for our Turner to mix it in with the front three, even more so than normal.
Yeah. So Red Bull was quick in 2015 as well as in 2014. I'd certainly see him on the podium at least.
Both our boy and Jamie are out on track, our boy ahead of Jamie.
Yeah, there's a fair few drivers out on track now.
Yep, 6 of the 10 drivers. Speed Queen's out on options, our Turner's out, so all the top 4 all out on track pretty early on.
Yeah.
And I'm going to follow our boy round a lap.
Watch Speed Queen, or was he won last time out? Hoping to repeat that. Or back some of the gaps she's lost to the Toro Rosso drivers.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how the Toro Rossos are if they're in combat today. Will they hold back a little bit after what happened last time out?
I'm not sure they will. I think they'll just go for it.
I think Speed Queen will still be hoping they do.
Yeah, take advantage of any mistakes they make. Which might actually have the outright penalty on here, you never know.
First sector time for our boy is a 28.5.
It's alright.
Taking it, not going for it properly through the, you would say, through the chicane.
No, Speed Queen took a very cautious second corner. So it's a 28.8 for the first sector.
A 30.4 middle sector. That seems okay. I don't think it's terribly quick. I might be wrong, but
But you compare it to F3 time yesterday, it's not as quick, but also they're in equal cars and these performance cars.
yeah, I do sometimes forget that, well, especially with some of the times they do. Our boy comes across the line and does a 22.6.
Well, Speed Queen second sector was a 31.2, which is
Jamie goes second, but 8/10 off his teammate, not close at all.
I see that quite a lot, but our boy sits a really fast, quick.
Our
first lap time, and then Jamie spends the rest of the qualifying session catching. 24.5 for Speed Queen for the third place.
Alterna did a 25.5, not particularly quick.
I should point out that Speed Queen's almost 2 seconds off our voice time.
Jock McBaird a 26.3. I think looking at the early lap times, that time from our boy is going to be difficult to beat.
Yeah, it's a very, very quick time. Willers might catch up somewhat to the qualifying session, but I can't see it being beaten outright. He's far out in prime tyres as well.
I've noticed that, well, certainly at other tracks sometimes they went for a second lap, but on this track nobody seems to be going for a second lap.
Yeah, the tangle is quite bad around here. And you do 2 laps, and then that's 2 laps wasted for your actual race. You don't really want to be doing that.
Our Turner had gone for a second lap, but slowed down. I don't know if he got held up in traffic. I didn't quite catch it.
I didn't see an eye low for him.
He's coming into the pits now anyway, so.
Jamie Bear in the Ferrari, he's in fine tyres.
Jock Baird's going to finish his second lap. I can't see it improving him massively unless he gets a good final sector, but we'll soon see. He does improve, but it's not enough to move up any positions. 26 flat.
So what position is he in?
P5 at the moment, out of 6 drivers at set time. My maker's also set a lap, but it was a 1:30, so I'm assuming there's some improvement to be made there.
Yeah, I'm guessing so.
It's not a bad lap from Jeremy Bevis to say it's on the prime tyre. Second time's looking competitive.
There's a bit of lag when I'm watching in mine, so
I'm getting that as well. So it's not just you. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing actually, but it's not just you. He goes P5, just ahead of Jock McBaird, which is a good effort on the prime tyre.
Our boy's coming out again for a second run. I'm not sure if he actually needs one, but he's going to do it anyway.
I think single cab is on a lap here.
Yeah, in the Mercedes. 29.7 was the first second, which is 1.2 seconds. Was it even more than that? 1.2 seconds off our world pace.
I'm getting weird sounds when on board with single cab. Might be anyone getting that?
I can't hear anything.
It almost seems like he's revving to the rev limiter all the time.
I had that with Jamie Bear.
I don't know if that's what he's doing or if that's just what we're hearing, but
Yeah, I think that's probably just a glitch.
yeah. Co-masters have made the game worse after the patch. Well done there. Single cab goes across the line and does a 25.8, so going to P6. Jock McBaird improved on his second lap and went up to 4th. That's a good effort there.
Is he going for another lap here? I can't quite tell.
And now Jammy Bear's gone 4th on the prime tyre. That's a good lap. 25.2.
Sure, we'll be happy with that if he does stay in 4th, considering he's on the primes.
If you look at that pace on the primes, there's a chance he could challenge Speed Queen in the race.
Yeah, Speed Queen's actually out in the prime tyres now.
Bennyville's gone P5 on 25.3. It's very, very close between 4th and 7th at the moment.
Yeah, there's a 3/10 separating. Iola still hasn't set a lap.
Is Iola out on track? Nope.
Yeah, I've got Speed Queen's out on the primes. Whether she'll be able to beat a time or not remains to be seen.
Yep, single cab's about to come across the line here.
What are you doing?
Stays at P8, but he's joins that very close group now between 4th and 8th. So I think our boy's about to lower the benchmark a little bit here. Comes round the final corner.
What he gets?
And does a 22.6.
I think you do like a few hundredths, not quite a whole 10.
Yeah, just under a tenth improvement there, just 9 tenths now ahead of Jamie, who is just about to start a lap himself. I wonder what the thinking is from Speed Queen now. Does she think she can perhaps improve on the prime tyre?
Yeah, she probably wasn't happy with the first lap. I mean, obviously wasn't the quickest. Just going for a different strategy, I suppose. 29.2. It's 4 tenths slower than the actual first sector, but it was the middle sector where she was quite far off the pace.
I think potentially once again she might be thinking, you know, maybe the Toro Rossos collide. I'm starting on the primes, it, you know, gives her a bit of advantage.
Yeah, perhaps. Maybe she's looking for a different hook strategy as well, maybe 2 stops. Possible. 31.3. She's not going quick enough to improve on the.
Jamie improved on his own best in the first sector, but still wasn't particularly close to our boy. In the second sector though, he's gone purple, so this could be very close to our boy's time here. Just a few corners to go.
He's gone purple, but by about 300ths of a second. So.
And he's going into the pits, so we're not going to see what that lap would have been. It would have been an improvement for sure, but I don't know what the thinking is behind that.
Well, yeah, maybe we made a mistake in the last sector. Maybe just always not going to be able to beat our boy. So what's the point in wasting an in-lap on those tyres?
Our Turner's about to do a much more representative lap. Here he goes, and he goes second. He splits the Toro Rossos. Just half a second off.
He's going to have to go out again, isn't he?
Yeah, Jamie can't stay in the garage now. I mean, he might have been deciding to settle for second place, but he can't settle for that now. That's a good lap from our Turner.
I think Speed Queen's doing the second lap in the prime tyres.
We did hint at the possibility that Red Bull might be more competitive on this track and against the Toro Rosso, and it gave him our Turner half a chance, and looks like that's turned out to be the case.
Yeah, it's still half a second off our boy's time, but our boy looks quite unbeatable, definitely in qualifying.
Yeah, if you look at the sector times, it's, from what I see, it's particularly sector 1 where he just seems to have that edge.
Yeah, sector 1, sector 2 he was matched by Jamie last time out. So definitely sector 1 where he's making it the most time.
And 4.9 makers round on a lap. Currently in P9, didn't really do anything representative on the first lap. It's a better first sector time, but it's still a little way off what he needs.
30.3.
Seems to be struggling with the car around this track.
He ran out of fuel.
Okay, it's not just me getting that noise then. Yeah, I think he has run out of fuel. I wasn't sure if I'd another glitch there, noise glitch then, but I think he has run out of fuel.
Yeah, he definitely ran out of fuel.
So we have 4.5 minutes left. Jeremy Bear's out on option tyres.
Could improve, perhaps. Use a good third sector.
Could potentially, if we go really quickly, get into the top 3.
Yeah, that'll be a bit ambitious, I think. He almost hit the pit wall.
It's a better first sector than Jamie and our Turner have currently done, and the first sector's not a million miles off. It's all about this last sector now. Round the final corner he goes. It's a bit wide, didn't quite get the optimum drive out the corner. And Jammy Bear goes 4th. 23.9. It's not that far away. 1.2 seconds off.
Displaced Speed Queen, who's still in the pits. Our boy's out again. I'm not quite sure why. Don't think he needs to.
Maybe trying to get the ultimate lap. Does he still think Jamie's a threat? Jamie isn't currently out on track.
Well, if anyone's going to get through it, looks like it's going to be our turn at the moment.
Bennyville's on a lap. It's a better first sector, but it's not a better second sector. It's breaking about even so far his personal best. It's all about the final sector.
Our boys set a purple first sector, only at 0.4.
He'd have to improve by 8 tenths to go for position though, so it's looking unlikely, but Bennyville will improve position here. Round the final corner he goes in a Williams, and I think he's going to stay in 6th place. Don't think he's going to improve. Actually, he does a little bit, but less than half a tenth really. John Bed did a lap but didn't improve either.
Our boys are 10th up on this lap so far.
Jeremy Bear's about to do another lap. Wait a second, this is looking a really good lap. He's gone 3rd. He has gone 3rd. Jamie's down to 4th.
And he's still in the pits.
Well, he's going to have to get out soon if he wants to improve. That wasn't in the Torosa script today.
Our boy decided to improve again and does a 22.4.
just telling the opposition, you know, if he needs to, he can just go a little bit quicker. Raise the benchmark.
Casually throwing out these fastest laps.
Setting out a big statement to his teammate. Speed Queen's coming out on track. Yep. Jamie needs to get out on track soon if he wants to get out in time.
Yeah. Remember he left it quite late in China, didn't he?
Always late, and then there's now. He needs to be going out the pits pretty much now.
Yeah, but is he going to?
I don't think he's going to. Oh, that is a turn up for the Bucks. Jamie down in 4th. Could be 5th potentially if Speed Queen can hook up a lap.
Yeah, he's not going out of it.
What's the thinking here? I can't.
I don't understand, because he was going quicker on his second lap. He was going to.
Yeah, that lap would have put him. That lap would have put him 2nd place at least.
And he's decided to stay in the pits.
I mean, I thought maybe he was settling for 2nd place, but now he's down in 4th. So that's really not good enough.
I can't see a reason for him not coming out again, though.
Could get worse here for him. Single cab's on a good lap. Could single cab put the Mercedes on him amongst it?
It's in the power.
And single cab goes 6th. It's an improvement of 1 place. Just behind Speed Queen. Literally just behind Speed Queen.
Yep, Speed Queen's just started a lap.
John McBaird's on a lap here, going around the middle sector, currently P9. Be a little bit disappointed with that. Iola's not set a lap.
Yeah, he does look like he's starting the highest.
Yeah, I'm just thankful that Iola's been put ahead of us. Oh, now we can't see the times, can we?
Yeah, well, I just see Speed Queen to 20. I can't remember what it was now. It was something 0.8. It was a 28.6. So that's what it was in the first section.
Just trying to see if John Baird improves. I can't see at the moment.
Oh, that was a bit of rusty here. Speed Queen. Let's go in the final section.
I don't think John Baird improved. Speed Queen round the final couple of corners now. It's difficult to see how you're doing for that corner. It just seems to be one of those corners that you can't really gain or lose time from.
And you're just so desperate on the power as soon as possible.
Yep, round the final corner she goes, and that is, I have no idea what that is. It stays fifth.
It's still fifth place.
Stays fifth. Our makers will start from the back, behind us, which is a bit annoying.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what you got a grip as a penalty for.
We'll be able to.
So yeah, our boy takes another pole position for Toro Rosso, but the big shock is that Jamie only managed fourth place, which is going to mean a bit more of a challenge in the race for him. Got to get past the Red Bull and a Ferrari, which, as we know, would be a bit of a tough challenge around this track.
Yep. And our boy's definitely the favourite after that qualifying session where we just seemed completely dominant compared to everyone else.
Just smashing out fastest lap after fastest lap.
Yep. Just whenever we wanted to, could just bring out a purple section.
Well, welcome to the Hungarian Grand Prix. Now it's time for the race. Once again, our boy on pole position. And, well, just smashing it out in qualifying fastest lap after fastest lap. No one could get anywhere near him. His teammate Jamie down in fourth with some luck. What's that?
It looks a bit overcast.
Ah, yes, the overcast. Now, what's the weather going to be like for the race? That's an important question.
We could have some rain at some point.
Yeah, we've not had it at Hungary yet in any of the other leagues, but it would be a welcome. Well, more should be welcome for a no assist driver, but
yeah, it'll be a good bit of excitement for us, I think.
Okay, I'm gonna have to. I think whoever's starting in front of our makers might have to pull that away before they retire.
Might have to what, sorry?
Get out of the way before they retire.
Well, fortunately that's you, not me.
I think it is me as well, for God's sake. I don't. They didn't turn up for. Oh shit! I've got no traction control either. I can't do this. Oh God.
What are you going forward? Lights out, and away we go.
Right, I think I've survived causing carnage. Oh my God! There's four of them abreast into the first corner. And they've broken. Jamie could take the lead here. Jamie's taken the lead from fourth place on the grid. That is incredible.
Speaking of on the outside of our boy.
Yep, our turn is second. Our boy holds on to third.
Yep, close to four by Speed Queen. I think we might be in a small bit of combat thing with Ferrari in there.
Oh, that is. Oh, did Jeremy Bear. Is that a collision there? Oh, it looks like it'd been a collision there with Jeremy Bear.
Jeremy Bear looks to be lagging a lot.
Ah, yes.
Our boy is all over the back of our
Turner. Well, we wondered what Jamie was thinking, starting in fourth position. Now we know the answer.
Yeah, and look at him take his all in the first corner.
Both are also showing very high cases of belief in their own ability in different ways.
Yeah, and now you look at it, and
our boy takes P2.
Yep, good move.
Good move down the inside of our turn. He needed to do that early on before Jamie got too much of a gap out front. We know how quick our boy is around this track. And can he catch up to his teammate in quick time?
Our turn gets very, very close to the pit wall.
Well, it's an incredible start really. No one expected Jamie to get started, and he could Speed Queen inside of our Turner. And it's down the inside. They're still side by side here. No DRSs yet. Speed Queen on the outside seemed to back out of it a little bit. Is she going to try and go all the way around the outside? I think our Turner had that line blocked.
Yeah. Our Turner was later.
And something to note is how quickly our boy's already caught up to his teammate.
Yeah, that just shows his pace. The other things are darkening a bit.
Well, rain certainly would provide an extra element to this race. We know last time that Speed Queen benefited from those wet conditions and a crash between the two up front to take the win.
The last time that the two horses were this close, we know what happened.
Our Turner's taken P3, but oh no, our Turner had P3 of course. Yeah, what am I on about? And Speed Queen's dropped into the clutches of Jammy Bear a little bit.
He's still lagging all over the place.
Yeah. I don't know if...
I hope it's not like that for the rest of them, that won't be nice.
Yeah, you don't want to have to... defending and attacking against a driver that's lagging like that is not an easy thing to do.
Our boy made the look of being silent in turn 1 and forced Jamie to go defensive.
Still no DRS in effect as yet. I think that'll certainly help. Yeah, that'll certainly help our boy out next time around.
You can just see how much extra pace he's got compared to the rest of the field.
It is ridiculous. It seems almost like our boy he's too quick for Jamie, it seems, and like he's just settling in behind him, waiting for the DRS probably on the next lap.
He's dropped off a fair bit now.
You wonder what our Turner's race pace is going to be like, because he was the only person who could get close to our boy in qualifying.
Yeah, that was still some half a second off the pace.
And Jamie is having to defend quite a lot now.
Yeah, I'm assuming first corner he's going to find it tough to hold on.
Yeah, how much will he try and fight him off? That is the question. Does he recognise that he's probably the second quickest driver here this weekend? Or this week, shall I say? Or is he going to fight him off? Oh, he's kind of handed it to him really, because that's a very poor exit out the final corner. Our boy goes down the outside. Is Jamie going to try and come up the inside? He is.
Yes, he is.
Our boy's very generous, gives him a lot of space.
Well, that's got something to do with what happened in China.
Yeah, they're still side by side. Jamie's going down the outside, and they're still side by side going into the next small straight. And but is our boy going to go down the outside into this corner? No, not worth a risk. Yeah.
It's not a place you want to be going side by side.
No, I think I backed out of a move there on last Tuesday because I just thought that's not going to work at that corner.
Yeah, very rarely works out. And
this bickering has helped our Turner close in.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Iola's seems well off the pace though.
Is Iola struggling down in last? Oh dear.
Yeah.
Yeah, way off. Surely he must have lost his front wing or something, because he's very far behind.
And take over the race director. Yeah, he's been in the pits once.
Yeah, that was new front wing. That's not the start you want. And here comes our boy again, coming onto the pit straight. He's going to try and come up the inside once again. Not quite as good an exit as last time, but he'll still get alongside, you think, before they get to the corner. Jimmy made his defensive move. He went to the outside. They both lock up. That's kind of characteristic of this Toro Rosso's.
Yep. But Jimmy gets a much better run out of the corner this time. Managed to hold the position.
Yep.
All around the outside this lap.
Our Turner will be looking on and thinking, damn, I want you to be side by side again.
Is he going to look on the outside here?
He keeps having a little... Oh, he's gone for the better exit out of here though, into this corner. Is he going to try and get the better exit again and try it on the chicane? Not quite.
Chicane's another place where it's difficult to overstay. All the time, just got our Turner.
Oh, our Turner's right behind him now.
Perhaps hoping for them to collide.
And Speed Queen very soon will be the one looking on this and thinking, I like what I'm seeing.
And it is holding on.
Yeah, he's not making it easy for his teammate, that's for sure. And I think our boy's a bit almost conscious of giving him room after maybe the events of the last two races.
Yeah. Also don't want another incident. Put our boy down the last time. So.
And he'll come to straight again. He doesn't seem very close this time round.
Jamie got a better exit at the last corner. He's not even going to bother.
He broke late, but not quite. Not really close enough. And you can see it's definitely their fighting that's helping our Turner close in. Because when they're not fighting, he backs off. He doesn't really get as close.
maybe our boy might go for an undercut at some point.
Yeah, well, when roughly would you say they're looking at pitting for the first time?
Well, if they're going for a 3-stop, then 7, 8, 9 tends to be. It's more likely 7 or 8. So, depends. Jamie might want to pit first. Might be something they're negotiating with.
Yeah, it's very difficult. I mean, is it a case of first driver? Is it a case like Mercedes in real life of driving first gets first pick? Or is it every man for himself almost?
It wouldn't surprise me if it's every man for himself.
I don't imagine they'll be pitting this lap. I'd be surprised if they did.
Yeah.
It's a little bit too early just yet. But
You see it,
our boy pits. Yeah, just to prove me completely wrong. I get. Yeah, I think he knocked over the cone on his way into the pits.
He did. I don't really know what that cone's doing there.
No, I've never seen that cone, but here he comes into the pits. He'll put on another set of option tyres. And away he goes. So he's definitely going to go for the undercut here.
Sticking with the field, that was pretty much the only battle going on. Single cab and Jock McVeigh are close, but not close enough to fight for the position. There's a decent gap between the rest of them.
I think if you're being honest here, you'd probably think that in this lap that our boy's got, he's going to leapfrog his teammate in the pits.
Oh yeah, and recognize some distance. It's quite powerful that much.
Yeah, I noticed that last Tuesday. But the problem is then he's pitted so early. I mean, I know it's tactical, but it's gonna really affect him later on in the race.
Yeah, just trying to think. You're gonna have to go 8 laps on one set of tyres at some point in the race, and the options. I let them have a very, very long fight that you don't want.
Jamie pits.
Yeah,
That's not surprising. And I would be surprised if Speed Queen pitted, and for once I'm not proven to be surprised because she carries on.
Anybody else pit?
Be
on board with our boy. So he comes down the pit straight. Let's see where Jamie comes out. He's just coming out now. It's a big gap he's built.
That just shows, just in that one lap, that he's probably gained. Well, he's right behind. He's probably gained about 2.5 seconds there.
Yeah, that's it. It's a big gap we've got now. It's fine enough. We just drives off.
What tyre is Jamie on? The primes. So he's going for something a little bit different.
Yeah. We'll see how much time he loses on this stint.
The thing I find interesting, certainly at the moment though, is that nobody else has pitted apart from Ayala, who had to pit at the start. So once again the Toro Rosso seem to be the worst on their tyres.
Well, you look at the driving styles and that doesn't really surprise you.
I would be pretty surprised if our Turner isn't in the pits on this lap now.
Yeah, I mean, in practice races I've seen people go to 11 laps.
Our Turner does pit, but nearly collides with a pit wall. Didn't do that as he wanted. Speed Queen pits too. Jammy Bear as well, who is doing the funniest drive to the pit garage I've ever seen due to the lag he's got.
Everybody's going in the pits. I think it's all also going to
single cab takes the lead because he hasn't pitted yet.
Single cab's on the option tyres, so he's left a lot for a 2-stop.
He looks like he's struggling on them though, to the little clip I've just seen.
Yeah, there won't be fun to drive on.
And I think it's fair to say that Toro Rosso's, if I can just see here, there's a bit of a gap. There is a bit of a gap. But it could be a battle soon. Our boy's over the back of single cab. He's going to get him an undercut here though. No, he's going back out of it.
It's very difficult to overtake through the null sector.
Although he might get a better exit here though. And try and get inside. No, not quite. This is only going to lose him time, but he's got a better exit there, and then he'll be able to make the inside move. And that is into the, not just the provisional lead, but the actual lead. He is the leader now. Single cab, I would be pretty surprised if he's not pulling into the pit lane.
Yeah, and indeed he does.
And you already see, like, there's a bit of a gap between the two Torosos.
Yeah, and you see that Speed Queen and Art Turner going very, very close on the pit straight. Speed Queen look up the inside.
Speed Queen going for the third place. And Speed Queen.
The end of the DRS straight.
Speed Queen takes P3. A very good move.
Crucially though, Art Turner's on prime tyres and Speed Queen's on options. So.
Yeah, that'll lead to different strategies potentially later on in the race. We all know though that Speed Queen can work wonders with the tyres after the last race.
Yeah, I'm still holding on to some hope for some rain, but the clouds aren't going away.
Yeah, I think we might need a bit of rain in this race just to liven it up a little. Remember, of course, if you are watching the stream and you have any real life F1 questions or questions about this league, and feel free to ask them, because we may get round to answering them. Question now for Speed Queen is, can she pull away from Art Turner on the better tyre?
Yeah, you'd expect she could. Art Turner was a better qualifying time, but it was a big gap between the two tyres.
And of course, although our boy's pulling away from Jamie, it's the same situation there. Our boy on the options and Jamie on the primes.
Yeah, Speed Queen might catch up to Jamie actually by end of these teams.
And on that lap, our boy was 1.3 seconds quicker than Jamie, which is around what you'd expect really with the tyres. And Jammy Bear, Jammy Bear's just set the fastest lap of the race, which we saw he had good pace in qualifying. And he's getting close to our Turner here.
Sending a message to the rest of the field. Although he does look up and goes very wide in turn 3.
Yeah. Did he look up and go wide, or was it did he lager? Who knows?
Something. He took a lot of time going through that turn. I'll say.
Oh my god! It's like going two wheels and going up. It's great fun watching Jamie there. I don't think it'll be so much fun for our Turner when he comes up behind him.
But whatever it is he is catching up.
And I think, I'd assume, yeah, he's on options as well, so there's split strategies going on here, which could play into effect later on in the race.
Yeah, some people just want to get the prime tyres out of the way as quickly as possible. Don't want to be on them at the end of the race. Others, you prefer them at the end of the race. Or just prefer to build a gap on the option tyre before they actually go on.
Now you'd say around this track the optimum strategy is a free stopper.
If you can manage a 2-stop, it tends to be quicker, but in terms of actual comfort, 3 stops, the normal strategy.
Now our boy did 6 laps on the first set of tyres. Is he potentially? Is he gonna? Is he potentially going to have to do a 4-stopper?
I wouldn't say so. If he can stretch out one of his offenses, that should put him back on track.
I mean, he's currently on he's on options again now, so.
Yeah, he's done another 6 laps on these, so.
If he pits at the end of his lap, he's going to struggle to make it work.
Oh yeah. May actually have to do 2 times since, but. He's after Jamie. Wouldn't surprise if he just kept going.
I mean, you'd think he only did 6 laps on the first stint as a tactical method of getting past his teammate.
Yeah, that's what he was doing. He was a bit frustrated getting held up by him every lap. So, hit it early, got the undercut.
He's clearly got better pace round here.
Yeah, just need to look qualifying.
He carries on indeed.
Yeah, just carry on from all that.
Speed Queen is getting close to Jamie.
She is indeed. About less than a second, or maybe just about a second.
and it's getting closer and closer. I know he's on primes, but has Jamie got? Is Jamie struggling at this track? Do you think?
Maybe. We did miss Jamie Bell overtaking our Turner.
I bet it was the weirdest looking overtake you've probably ever seen.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me considering the line that we're getting. I hope that they're not getting that, because that would be very uncomfortable.
Yeah, Jerry Bear can now go chasing after the cars in front. Jerry Bear's showing a bit of the promise that he shows on Project Cars quite regularly.
He's quick in that league, then.
He wins quite a lot from what I've seen. I might be wrong, but I think he wins quite a few races. So he's certainly
catching up in the back of second and third. And on my screen, he just flew 7 miles into the air.
Yeah, I mean these aren't optimum lines around the corners, but it seems to be working. It's a bit like watching Maldonado and Acid at the moment. But he's
gone for another lap.
So our boy's making it work now. I think he probably pits at the end of his current lap. I don't know if you've got the proper gaps up on screen, or you're might potentially need me to help you out again.
No, I think I've got them okay this time. What's the gap between our boy and Jamie for you?
7.380.
Yeah, that's what it is for me as well.
So we got the. It's working. It's working pretty well here, and Speed Queen is starting to really pressurise Jamie, I'd say now. But we know from earlier.
Egon was quite worn up from tyres. She's quite visibly quicker than him.
And Jeremy Bell will be joining them soon, you feel. But we know from earlier that Jamie is pretty good when it comes to defending.
Yeah, they were both on the same tyres at that point. And the speed difference between the two might make all the difference. Or maybe Speed Queen will down and 50 in this lap. You never know.
Well, I think she did 8 laps on her first stint, so I'd estimate she's probably got a couple more laps on these.
Yeah, perhaps.
Our boy, on the other hand, I imagine might come into the pits in this lap. I'm just going to see now. Have I called it right?
Very fun.
I have not called it right.
How long are you going on these?
I don't know, but it seems to be our boy who I cannot predict the strategy he's on.
This is a 9th lap on the tyres, aren't it?
Yeah.
He's and
he only gained, and Jamie's starting to peg the gap back a little bit, unsurprisingly. But Speed Queen's going down the inside, and Jamie's gonna come back, but Speed Queen will still have DRS. We're sure to get the move done. Being very generous to Jamie here, giving him a lot of space.
I'm going to be inside for the next corner.
Oh.
Jamie gets ahead.
Jamie's looking like he's going to keep hold of a position for now.
Yeah, Iola just got lapped. Jamie Bear's just behind Speed Queen.
Jamie Bear's just behind, and our Turner's not a million miles away either.
Jamie Bear just trying to dive up the inside of the chicane.
Due to the lag, I don't think we can say one way or the other.
That's what it looks like. Can't prove it's just what it is.
He's working very racy today, Jeremy Bear.
Our boy coming up to lap another car.
Oh, he's dived up inside there for sure, and he span a little bit and lost time. Yeah, I don't think that definitely was a dive bomb there. If you got to be honest, it was never really going to work.
No, our boy carries on again. 10 laps on these tyres now.
I don't understand this strategy at all. I'm not going to try and predict what our boy's going to do anymore. He could throw an intermediate at the next stop for all we know.
Or maybe he just wants to do a very, very short time stint, you know how slow they are.
And probably a little bit due to the battle with Speed Queen, he's still lapping. I mean, probably lapping around the same pace now in front too. So
yeah, he'll be getting the gaps. You'll be looking at her and seeing it before not causing that much, if at all.
But with our boy's tyre wear now, and you probably start to run the risk of a puncture. Is it really worth running that risk?
Well, definitely not if it happens. But
I mean, you'd imagine he's got to pit at the end of this lap.
I'll see if we would do 11 laps on them. I wouldn't be wanting to do many more than that.
I mean, yeah, you see many people do them, but not usually with a driving style of our boy.
No, not from looking up in the every corner and the cruising points.
Yeah, exactly. And Jamie's closed in by half a second on this lap, so I think he'll probably see that gap and think now is the time to pit. I don't know why I'm trying to predict it anymore, but I was actually right this time.
If you say the same thing over and over again, I'll be right eventually.
Exactly, and I got it, so that's good enough for me. Speed Queen's going to get a good run onto the straight here. Okay, I just see Jammy Bear go mental in the background, but here we go. Oh no, lap car could get away here. Speed Queen goes down the inside. Jamie's going to go for the undercut again. iMakers gets well out of the way, credit to him for that. Speed Queen comes down towards turn 3.
Go the inside.
And it looks like this time she's got the move done, because Jamie's still right there behind. Is he going to try and move for his corner? I don't think he is. Speed Queen has got the provisional lead.
Our boy's out on option tyres again.
Option tyres again?
Yep.
Well, I guess due to that stint he can make it work, to be fair. You only have to do one prime stint at the end.
Jammy Bear's flying everywhere. I can't quite make out what he's doing.
No, and he's not. It's disappointing really for him. I don't think he'd be wanting to look like this to everybody, but he's just lagging like this.
I can't tell if he's actually making a mistake or this was from game.
Speed Queen might pit this lap. I wouldn't bank on it though. No. But Jamie who's on the primes is.
Jamie pits. That's a surprise.
Yeah, that was only a 10-lap stint on those primes, exactly the same as what his teammate did on the options.
Top primes are very slow.
What's he switching on to? The options. Yeah, I'd imagine you can run the options to the end now. The last stint could be interesting with our boy on the primes. But how far is he behind now, Jamie? Quite a distance. Our boys, Jamie's coming down to turn 3. Our boys come. Actually, no, it's not as much as what I thought. Actually,
it's still a fair while though.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for him from now. I think. I don't think he has a pace advantage on him this race either.
Our turns all off the back of Jammy Bear. Looks at the inside of the other chicane.
Oh!
And the touch, and he goes round.
Our turner's gone. Has he got damage?
I can't tell. I don't think he does. I think he's okay.
Someone gone off in the background there. Did someone go off in the background there?
I don't quite see, but the two Mercedes are going side by side, so I think one's lapping the other. So, yeah.
I think he might be in iMakers that potentially might have gone off there. It's not what you want. I don't know how much that was down to lag. I mean, it was Speed Queen pits from the lead. I mean, for someone who's, I mean, if he's seen the lag as well, it's a very risky move to make. I don't think Jeremy Bear could have done a lot about that.
Speed Queen gone into options.
So once again, that'll be running the primes tyres at the end.
Yeah,
She rejoins. She rejoins in P4, which will become P3 when single cab pits.
Yeah, Jamie Bear comes out with flying times.
Jamie 9 seconds off the leader. It's a fair gap, and he's got to clear his Mercedes as soon as possible, really.
Yeah, I think the Mercedes on 2 stop, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not a bad strategy to run. I think single cab's going to be around 5th, 6th place potentially.
We'll see by the end of this, I suppose. I mean, the front runners are going to cash in quite quickly on the auction.
Yeah, Jamie's over the back in single cab though. Certainly not giving the place up.
Single cab pretending he isn't there, really.
Yeah, and down the inside though, surely this time Jamie's got the move done! They seemed like there was contact there.
Yeah, there was a small bit of contact.
It seemed almost like he's...
there that time.
Yeah, it seemed like he almost stopped Jamie on single cab's car. Like I felt for a second they were going to get attached to each other. Like that never happened. Luckily for Jamie.
Trying to hunt down our boy if he can. Big if.
Gap's 9.7 seconds. Didn't lose much in that battle, considering.
Yeah, Speed Queen down at the inside. Or single car. Single car doesn't make it too difficult.
Made it a lot easier for her than she did for me. Did for the Toro Rosso.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see what the gap is.
Maybe he has a favourite there. To show you how much our Turner lost, he's now down to P7.
Yeah, the gap between Jamie and our boy is now 10.7 seconds.
Just check that your timing hasn't messed up. No, it hasn't. Yeah, he's and they're now both on the same tyre, so there really is no reason for this other than our boy's just a lot quicker.
Yeah, it seems like it. Around this track just seems unstoppable.
And as well, I mean, as well as that, our boys' tyres are a lap older, so Aiola's been disqualified. I mean, if we're being honest here, it's been a difficult one for Aiola, this one.
Yeah, this is at the pitch at the end of the first lap. It's been lapped ever since.
Single cab still yet to pit in 4th place. Jeremy Bear just lapping Makers, who again has struggled.
Bennyville and R. Turner on
yep.
the pit straight.
This is where the being in the Red Bull doesn't benefit you.
No, especially when compared to Williams.
But he's going to make the move down the inside, right round the outside I think, and that is a very good move up into P6. It's a shame for our Turney, and you never know what he could have done if he'd won that collision.
He was looking all right for a podium, I think.
Yeah, just one small incident and it ruins those chances, unfortunately. One thing I've been glad to see, and I don't think we've seen this in any league, it seemed to be just me that got caught out by curbs.
No, it happened in F4 a couple of times as well.
Ah. Was it to you?
To me, yeah, to Josh. Yeah, me and Josh.
It's really bad. It's such a bad glitch because there's nothing you can do about it when it happens.
Yeah, you just touch it slightly and there you go, you're into the wall.
Yeah. So yeah, chicken, I'm not a muppet. In terms of battling on the track, it seems once again we've reached a bit of a lull in the race.
The gas between Jamie and Speed Queen.
3.2 seconds, pretty close.
Yeah, Jamie makes a mistake. Maybe Speed Queen grab second.
I think it depends on Jamie because I mean he only did 10 laps on the prime tyre. Would he potentially have to run primes at the end again rather than options?
Maybe. I mean, Speed Queen will definitely be running. Actually, no, she'll be running primes.
Yeah, she's not run the primes yet, but it will be a shorter prime stint than everybody else, I think.
Yeah, but if Jamie has to pit early for prime tyres, then Speed Queen's going to be able to run a decent overcut.
It seems like the track is... The skies look like they're threatening rain, but without really looking close to delivering it.
Yeah, but they're just sort of teasing us at the moment.
Yeah, it's like we know you want a bit of rain, so we're just going to give you that hope that it'll happen. I think our boy's one person who certainly doesn't want rain at the moment.
Yeah, he's just happy to drive around to fastest lap after fastest lap and win the race comfortably.
Jammy Bear did break that trend earlier on in the race with a very good lap, but apart from that...
I think the gap was about 10 seconds between him and Jamie 1.0.
Yeah, Jamie's starting to close in a little bit.
And at the same time pull away from Speed Queen.
So is Jamie now making his move? Has he thought, you know, I'm gonna
was up the inside of single cab, and single cab looked back, but Johnny Berger flat Rex and he'll pull away.
I imagine single cab soon will pit for the prime tyre for the last stop.
You'd have to imagine so. Maybe this lap.
He could potentially battle with our Turner later on.
Yeah, with a few points in the field.
With Bennyville's a lonely race, a lonely but very good race in 7th. John Bed, a little bit disappointing in all honesty, not really that close.
He's been doing better than other races, maybe this just isn't his track. It certainly doesn't suit the car, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, that's a very good point. The Lotus is not the nicest car to drive, to put it as nicely as we can.
Especially not that one that requires such high downforce.
Yeah, we're starting lap 24 now. Remember, of course, this is a performance league, so the cars do matter. The gap now.
Jimmy's gone down to 8.9. He's closing in.
He's making his move. Is he trying to provoke a reaction from our boy and try and make him do a different strategy?
Oh, we will have to be running the primes at the end.
Of course, yeah. Our boy will have to run the primes at the end. Jamie, fingers crossed, will have to run will be able to run the options. So this closing the gap's going to get a little bit worrying for our boy, because this is, considering the tyres are on now, our boy should really be pulling away based on what we've seen.
Well, we saw him qualifying early on in the race at least.
Maybe he's saving fuel.
Maybe. I'm moving for prime tyres at the back of the field.
Yeah, I think it's for our makers, it's such a case of just drive around and collect the points, really.
Yeah, I'm sure a couple of points better than nothing.
Absolutely.
Also, we'll be hoping for a more exciting race, but
yeah, this seems to be very much a love-hate track. Some drivers seem to love it and drive really well around it, others struggle a little bit.
I usually quite like it, so I didn't last time.
Let's check the gap at the end of this lap then. The gap was 8.9 seconds. It is now 8 seconds. So 9 tenths gained in a lap.
And if this is interesting.
I don't think this race is over just yet. To those that are still watching the stream, stick around, because there could be a late battle for the win here if all goes to plan.
Yeah, if Jim will be putting on the option trying to expect, and our boy will have to put on the times. It's sort of a case of when does he pit.
Speed Queen making a little bit of mistake as I went on board with her then, not. I think she's closing a little bit on our boy too, but she will have to run the primes. I think Speed Queen now, I think it's
raining.
It's raining. Well, we thought they were just teasing us. This could change everything. And if you think about it now, it's probably, if anything, our boy might have actually be wanting this rain.
Exactly, he's gonna. Depends if the rain's heavy enough for intermediates by the end of the race, but it does seem to be coming down quite firmly.
This is a worrying thing now though, because I'd say now this is probably the start of the section where tyres start to go off, but you don't dare pit, because you know, you pit for another set of dry tyres, you could be hung out to dry if the rain comes down heavy enough.
We're closing the gap massively, by the way. 6.9 seconds now.
This is where it gets interesting. How quick is the rain going to fall? And is it going to fall at a good time for some drivers and a bad time for others? One person who could benefit from this is Speed Queen, because she pitted earlier, and therefore if she needs to, she can wait for the rain to fall down heavy enough, because she could do a few laps on these tyres yet.
Yeah, especially with her tyre wear.
So I wouldn't count her out just yet, and she's closing in on the leader, if not on Jamie.
Well, Jamie's caught up by another 4 tenths in the first sector alone.
Speed Queen closing in a little as well.
He's not showing the pace that he's been showing all through this race.
It seems like he's
quite hard.
Yeah, he seems like he's either oversteered through tyre wear or oversteered through rain.
Probably a mixture of both, we'd expect.
What? Jamie looks a lot smoother when you're on board with him. The gap now, another 3 temps.
Our boy might have to pit soon, you'd expect. But he doesn't want to because it's raining.
The rain isn't heavy enough. He can't pit yet. If he pits now, it's only gonna lose him time. This rain has fallen. It's a very good time. What tyre is she gonna put on? You can only assume it's gonna be the Inters.
It's not wet enough for Inters yet, though.
I mean, she could have kept the tyres going if she needed to. So surely, it's
falling heavy.
Yeah, the only thinking I can think of is she's going to put Inters on. Otherwise, I don't really see the point in pitting. She has put the Inters on.
Right, she's obviously going to be the guinea pig.
Yep.
Bennyville also pits. Expect fenders.
Now I can sort of see why she was the one who decided that she would be the guinea pig in a way, because she's not particularly pressurised from behind. There's no one that close to her, so she could afford to lose a little bit of time in the opening few laps on these.
Yeah, providing she didn't lose like 10 seconds or so, she should be alright. Keep her position, and yeah, our boys all over the place on these tyres now.
Yep. Thanks for commenting, Micah. It's currently our boy who is leading the race. Jamie is second. Jammy Bear is third. R Turner fourth. Speed Queen is fifth, but she has pitted for intermediates. Possibly a bit too early. We'll soon find out. Bennyville sixth. Single Cab seventh. Jock McBurdle only eighth, and iMakers struggling at the back in ninth. Our boy pits.
What does Jamie do? Jamie carries on.
Jamie carries on. Have you seen Speed Queen on the intermediates? I've not really been watching.
I'll have a look. Doesn't seem to be too bad.
Where does our boy come out in comparison?
We'll have a look.
Our boy is second at the first corner. Speed Queen in sort of comparison, I don't think she's lost too much time.
She probably hasn't. She won't be in a position. She might gain a fair bit of time in Jamie this lap.
My castive drama happened a little bit, not as much. I mean, Jamie qualified down in fourth, but then got the lead by the first corner. After that, defended from our boy, who clearly had better pace. Our boy did the undercut, pitted and got out quite a bit in front, sort of maintained the lead. And Jamie didn't really show much pace until recently when he started to close the gap in. But has he stayed out a lap two? And then the rain's come down, yeah. Not massive drama, but it's certainly been warming up to this, and I think he's lost a bit of time. I think the one to watch out for is Speed Queen, because she was pretty close to Jamie.
See how he does. See what our boy comes out in relation to where Jamie comes out in relation to.
Our boy will get back the lead.
Quite a big lead as well.
And Speed Queen will be behind him.
How much behind?
Ooh, it's about 4, 5, 6 seconds, maybe 5, 6 seconds. So I think she lost a little bit.
The rain's going down very heavy, but might actually need to go on the wet tyres.
That's a good point actually, especially if especially it depends when it comes down. I mean, if it comes down now, but
Jamie lost about 4 seconds. You know, that extra lap.
Yeah, I think our boy pretty much timed it perfectly, and Speed Queen Jamie a bit early and a bit late.
Well, Jamie couldn't follow him in really.
No, it was a bit too close due to our boy struggling on the tyres beforehand.
Let's see who's quicker in the bin.
Our Turner's up to P4.
Well, that gap's changed. It's 6.3, is it? No, is that 6.9? No, it's 6.9 seconds now between Jamie and our boy.
I can say one person who definitely lost out because of the because of a rain, and I think that's Single Cab.
Oh yes, he was on the two-stop strategy.
Yeah, that pretty much, and I reckon he'd have pitted for the primes before the rain came, so his strategy's pretty much been made meaningless really due to his rain. But he's all over the back of Bennyville for P6.
Jamie is catching our boy.
Looks only a matter of time before Single Cab in a Mercedes passes Bennyville in a Williams for P6.
Let's see what the gap is. 6.9 still.
There won't be any DRS, you'd imagine, but he's got a massive slipstream. He'll pull out the slipstream now to the inside. No, he's not lost time when he did that, but he's gone down the inside, broke late. Bennyville's going to come back at him, but he's got the position. Good move. Good move for Single Cab. He's up to P6 now.
Yeah, it's rain. It's still coming down. And Jamie's falling back a bit from our boy. 7.5 seconds now.
Of course, the thought now potentially is, I mean, if it keeps going down like this, do you put on wets? I mean,
I don't think it's raining that hard yet. And it certainly looks darker in some parts of the track than it is in others.
because I mean, let's say if it's, as a for instance, it would get too wet in a few laps, is it worth putting on wets due to the time we lose in the pits with that little time in the race left?
I don't think you're going to get 20 seconds or whatever you'd lose in the pits in the few laps we have remaining.
So it could be, I think now potentially they'll be staying on intermediates for the rest of the race.
Yeah.
Jamie can't really close in on our boy, not losing time but not really gaining it either.
Yeah, it's just sort of gaining a couple of tenths and losing a couple of tenths. It's not really changing too much.
Speed Queen has pitted for the wet tyre.
Really?
Yep, down to 5th place and onto the wet tyre. That is a very interesting decision.
I can't understand. She doesn't seem to be struggling on them though, she's looking for the first couple of corners.
Doesn't look particularly... I mean, who are we to question her tyre calls after last race? But it is
I'll be honest, it's coming down very, very hard in the final sector.
What's everyone else going to do? Our boy continues. Jamie continues. So once again, Speed Queen sort of making herself a guinea pig here. In all of this, we have kind of missed. I think our Turner's done a brilliant recovery to, well, what is now 3rd.
Yeah, if you can hold this, you're doing very well.
You can see in the last sector how much they're struggling.
Yeah, you look at how heavy the rain's coming down now. The wet tyres are going to be the right tyre to be on, but whether she can catch up enough in the last few laps remains to be seen.
If it keeps coming down like this, it could be.
Struggling. Look at Jamie sliding through the first sector.
And you say he was sliding through the first sector and he gained time on our boy, so it's not just him that's struggling. I'm going to do a little comparison here. Jamie Bear to Speed Queen is 10 seconds. 10.4 seconds. I'm going to see what the gap is after the first sector and see how much she's gaining.
Off the curb. Again, almost loses it. Will he pit? It'll be interesting to see. Jamie's catching ever so slightly.
Speed Queen didn't gain time on them.
Well, our boys keep going.
Yep. Jamie pits.
Jamie comes in the pits.
Well, this is interesting.
If it keeps going down like this, our boy's going to lose the car. You're not going to be able to manage it.
Yeah, so there's a balance now, because, I mean, Speed Queen's not really closing in on them, which is a surprising thing. I don't know if she made a mistake or not, but... Our Turner carries on. Jammy Bear makes a massive mistake, or was that lag? I can never quite tell. I think it was just a lag. Speed Queen's still not gaining on them.
I'd definitely rather be on wet tyres than in the medias at this point, but...
Jamie's come out in second still, so I suppose that's a risk-free strategy in a way for him, because he didn't lose a position out of it.
Oh, but he's not sliding around as much in this time.
Yeah. Our boy now, it's kind of a thing of, it's not, is it really worth pitting now? He might as well carry on to the end.
Yeah, so let's start losing out with every single corner. Which if the wind keeps coming down, wouldn't surprise me. But...
Well, it doesn't look like Speed Queen has made a good decision for her race anyway. She could potentially finish down in 5th at this rate.
Yeah, the gap's not really closing between herself and Jamie there.
Well, the gap between our boy and Jamie was 25 seconds around the second sector. What is it coming across the line?
Oh, we're getting wheel spin in 4 feet.
Jamie has closed the gap by half a second. It's not really enough. No, half a second. It's pretty good early on in the race, but right now it's pretty much meaningless. He's got
more about 12 seconds. Or
it's almost now as if the only way our boy will lose this is if it torrentially downpours from here on in, and he loses the car.
Well, I think it is torrential downpour, but he's not losing the car. He's managing to keep going.
Yeah.
I'm James going to catch up, but it's not going to be enough.
No, it's too much of a gap. And Speed Queen unfortunately just couldn't get it working.
So unless our boy, spins into a barrier. Definitely possible.
Yeah, it's almost a case of just following our boy round, I think now. Watching to see if he makes any mistake. He's so tentative now.
Yeah, he's being very careful on the throttle. Pretty much the opposite of what he's like usually.
Yeah, it's weird watching our boy like this. This isn't what we used to see him, but if he drove like he usually does right now, he'd go into a wall.
Yeah. Or he'd be doing Formula Drift around every corner.
I could tell you how much Jamie gained in one lap.
What was it?
I can tell you in about 4 seconds. I can tell you it's not going to be that much. Oh, he gained a lot through the last sector. He's gained 3 seconds on the lap overall, 1 point, and he gained like almost 2 seconds of that in the last sector.
Yeah, that's still not enough.
Now, it's all down to our boy now. Can he hold it together? Ooh.
He's really struggling at this point.
Yeah, he'll be looking at that counter and thinking, I'm so glad it's lap 35.
Yeah.
Oh,
5 laps
putting his foot onto the wheel onto the grass before he turned in there, that was a bit risky.
He's going to take it careful, don't take any risks, and I'll do it.
Oh, big sideways moment there.
Speed Queen's taking Jammy Bear.
Oh, Speed Queen's taken P3, P4 then. There was 8 seconds between them, so I'm only assuming then that Jammy Bear's had a real struggle on these tyres.
Yeah, and our boy's got to come around the front of the corner. In
well,
very slow fashion.
Yeah, this, I might have to say this in slow motion from here on in, but it looks like our boy is going to gingerly make his way around the final corner in these torrential conditions. It was dry for most of the race, believe it or not, if you weren't here. But our boy takes the win in Hungary and celebrates with and celebrates with weaving, which was a bit dangerous, I thought. Jamie takes...
With a couple of laps and Jamie might have been able to do it, but not enough.
Speed Queen not quite close enough to our Turner, so after that that crash early on for our Turner, he's come back through to take a podium, which is a bit surprising in all honesty, but he's done great. He's done really well to get that.
Yeah, well done to him. That's it, if he doesn't lose out with final corner there.
There we go. Speed Queen takes P4. Drop My Bed seems to have stopped on my screen against the wall on the pit straight, but Jeremy
into a wall.
Yep, Jeremy Bear in his laggy state takes P5. And then now
making his way slowly down the last.
yeah, he's got to be a little bit careful. Bennyville though is also on intermediate, so we'll be struggling just as much.
Bennyville's on wet.
Oh, of course. It looks like Inters, I must not looked at it properly. It looks like single cab, but it's just going to run out of corners for Bennyville. Single cab takes P6, good drive.
Just.
And Bennyville takes P7, Drop My Bed must have got lapped in the end. And that, if we have a look here, that win for... I've just made a mess of that. There we go. That win for our boy now means that he extends his championship lead to 10 points.
Good thinking, guy.
He's going to take some beating this season, that's for sure. Jamie just didn't have it in him today.
Just had a 6-second penalty on Norris, Jamie.
Oh, Jamie has a penalty. You can tell they had strict corner cutting rules on.
Yep.
But did it make any difference to the... it didn't make any difference in the end to the finishing positions. It was a decent race. I think it wasn't quite as good as China last time out, but...
No, I was hoping for the win to make it a bit more interesting towards the end, but the gaps were too big, and if anything, it ended up spoiling one of the battles.
No, but our boy continues to extend his championship lead. Jamie might have to try something different next time out in Austria to get that points gap back. Speed Queen with a 4th place also drifts a little bit away from it. And although it wasn't the most exciting of races, it certainly has great bearings on the championship. For anyone wondering about the constructors, because we haven't mentioned it yet, Toro Rosso are winning by a country mile.
Yeah, you can only imagine that.
Yeah. So yeah, not the most in-depth analysis of the constructors, but I think the winner of that is already sewn up, and we've got like several races to go. But no, well done to all the top 3 there, especially in those difficult conditions. And we'll be back next time out in Austria. Goodbye.